Hey everyone, how's it going? Muthurajah back with a new video lesson for you all. Before I get to the actual lesson, do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, or if this is your first time, enable your notifications so you don't miss out any new videos that I put out. Consider joining the channel where I post exclusive content, and I am definitely going to expand it a lot, and I'm planning to feature some guest musicians and teachers on there too, so a lot of things to be excited about. And I'm also in the process of potentially starting a podcast. So let me know your thoughts, what you think in the comments below about that. I'm going to feature not just bass players, but musicians that I love and adore, and people that I'm always checking out and stuff like that. So that'll be quite a fun thing. Okay, so I wanted to talk about the Barry Harris method very briefly. I'm not going to go into extreme detail because this is something we can spend a very long time on, because I still spend time on it, okay? But the concept is simple. So there are two types of diminished sixth scales that Barry talks about. One is the major sixth diminished, and the other one is the minor sixth diminished. The main difference is that the major sixth diminished is a major scale with an extra note. The minor sixth diminished is a melodic minor with an extra note, okay? So what exactly is that extra note? So we're going to use C major, of course. So now, one of the things with the major scale or any 7-note scale is that they're uneven. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need the octave to even things out. But if you actually continue it up, 7, 8, 1, your 1 technically is a second note now. So it's uneven. So the whole logic of using this particular approach is to add one more note, which not just evens it out, but there's also a purpose for adding that extra note. So this is where the sixth chord and the diminished chord relationship starts to take shape. So all we have to do is think of two chord types, C major 6, okay, and a D diminished 7th, okay. So those two chord types, C, E, G, A, D, F, A flat or G sharp, B. So this G sharp is that extra note we get. Okay, one more time. Ooh. I love making mistakes. It's fun. So that's the major sixth diminished. The next one is the minor sixth diminished. Like I said, melodic minor. Okay, how do we get it? We do C minor 6, D diminished 7th. Okay, that gives us an A flat again. So okay, so this is the major sixth diminished, C, D, E, F, G, G sharp, A, B, C. Minor sixth diminished, C, E, A flat, F, G, G sharp, A, B, C. Okay, so the first thing I want you to try doing is literally alternating between those two chord types that I just mentioned, because that alone, funny enough, takes you through the entirety of the scale, so you don't have to reharmonize it like how we do with a typical scale. For instance, in the typical C major, we have C major 7, D minor 7. Okay? If you start on a major 6, this is what happens. Okay? And that's why you would hear Barry play this quite frequently, this sound. That's a very simple sound. It's basically just C major 7, this shape. 7 to the 6. And then you can do this with anything basically. But yeah, coming back to the exercise. So you play C major 6, D diminished, C major 6 first inversion, F diminished, which is basically D diminished, C major 6 second inversion, G sharp diminished, C major 6, third inversion, which is the same as A minor 7, and then B diminished 7th. Okay, so that is the nutshell. Basically, in a nutshell, that is what that method is about. It's about two chord types going back and forth. So you can practice this just this way. Okay, or you can voice lead it like this. This is like a Jaco thing. Okay, and then of course do this with the minor 6 diminished. So you'll have C minor 6, D diminished, and those inversions. Ooh, that's wrong. No. There we go. Okay, so this is a very simple way to kind of dip your toes into this whole world of Barry Harrison, what he taught so generously for a very long time. I sincerely wish I could have had the opportunity to actually spend time with him in person, because this is one of those concepts that literally changed my life, and the way it made me look at harmony overall just changed overnight, because it made me realize it's a lot simpler than we actually think it to be. Okay, I'm going to leave you with one additional thing, because I'm a nice guy like that. So this intro thing that I played, right? So what happens here is this. I'm doing C major 7 6, D minor 7 6, E minor 7 to the 6 technically, and then I go to F minor 7, which is the 4 minor. But this 4 minor becomes my new 2 minor, and then I go to E flat, go back to the 2 in E flat, 3 in E flat. Now I go to what should be 4 major, but I change it to minor again. 2 in G flat, 2 in G flat, 3 in G flat, 2 in A, 3 in A, and we're back to the 2 in C. Okay, and these keys, C major, E flat major, G flat major, A major, they form a diminished 7th. So in other words, what Barry basically talked about a lot, is that these keys are connected, they are bound together, which is why you can move they are not these 4 keys don't come together just by accident, it's by design. Just because of how in the major key the 4 can turn to minor, but the 4 is also technically a diminished 7th based off of Barry's method, so he can change keys. And then when you take a look at a tune, you start to understand, oh, okay, so you can have varying options to move these chords. And it's not that complicated, guys. You don't have to think about negative harmony or like more, I won't say complex ideas, but more advanced concepts often come from a very simplistic train of thought. So give this a shot, and I would love to talk more about Barry. So if you dig this, do let me know. I have more similar topics to cover, not just about Barry, but Pat Martino. There's a lot of great people who have come and gone who have very unique concepts in music. Okay, so I hope you get something out of this, and I will see you all in the shed until the next one. Peace.